Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your monthly reading for March 2026. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and we're going to jump right in. If you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview, then the full Celtic Cross spread, then we'll break it down after week by week. We'll pull more cards, talk about more aspects, and then the second spread. Pisces, happy birthday. I'm very excited for you. I just really want to stress how this birthday season, I know I said it last week, it is going to be your most memorable birthday season in your lifetime. This is big. This is really big. When you got Saturn and Neptune leaving your sign after so many years, you got the Great Reset, all of that's happening, right? So I hope that you have an amazing birthday. I hope you have an amazing birthday season. I want you to do something special, and you're going to love this month, okay? Because I do have really good news. You have been accepted to the Spiritual Warrior Academy, okay? Congratulations. Classes start March 1st, and you're going to be going through a lot of life experiences that test that leader, that role model, that hero in you, your vision, so you get exactly what you deserve. And you can thank Saturn and Neptune. They paid for your enrollment. And to be honest, they gave you no choice. All right. So you will be in transformation mode this month. That's what this is. Okay. Thanks to last month's Great Reset. We're still in eclipse season, and you were asked to start creating your new world. Yeah, with the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. I know you've been doing an amazing job creating your reality, but the planets this month, they're going to say prove it and own it, okay? And luckily, you've got some great teachers. You got Saturn, you got Pluto, you got Mars, you got all of them, right? Mercury. They're going to guide you into your new era. Because March, an amazing month, but it is also an initiation, okay? So you will really start building your new world. By the middle of the month, you're going to be expected to make it real, all right? Because there's another reset happening right at the equinox, okay? The new moon in your sign. And by the time we get there, all the planets are going to be direct. We'll talk about it later, but just remember, radical changes in the air, all right? You'll notice there are no blue asterisks on the whiteboard that indicate the best aspects of the month, because if you saw my March astrology overview live stream, which I'll leave at the end of this video, I said there are no challenging aspects planetary-wise, right? There are no squares. There are no oppositions. What? And there's literally an aspect a day. There's a major aspect almost every day in March. And so keep that in mind. And when I say planetary wise, with the moon, that's a different story, right? Emotionally, and we'll talk about that in your weekly forecast. But just know that the magnitude of some of the aspects this month are going to be really strong. So it's all up to you on how you handle those aspects. But this is one of the best months of 2026, okay? And I also said in that live stream, February and April, they're two of three big flashpoints of 2026, like the biggest months of 2026, February and April. So March happens to be the bridge between February and April. And you're going to see the majority of the planets in our solar system. They're going to be in one half of the sky, like right there, okay? In your sign and in Aries, Pisces, you represent endings. You're the last zodiac. Aries, new beginnings, right? The very first sign. So you can expect a lot more change in your life, a lot more change and new beginnings, okay? Especially with the things that you value. And money is a big thing. You have a huge emphasis on money as soon as the first week starts. And sure, Mercury's retrograde in your sign. There may be some moments that are a little bit confusing, maybe some that are really nostalgic as well. You might be, I don't know, listening to Lisa Loeb as you dishwash, having an argument, whatever it is. But that's part of the test this month, right? What are you willing to let go for your new era? All right. So keep that in mind. And I'm just gonna give you some of the big highlights. I might skip some of these aspects, talk about them later when we break it down week by week. But please pay attention to the first week. All right. That's where I'm going to put a lot of the emphasis, because next week I'm skipping the first week to do the second week, which is so big. So pick up your bag of arrows. You're in academy. Class is starting. And it really does start on Sunday, March 1st. It's not even on the whiteboard. That's the other thing. Yeah, there's a lot more in the back, but there's a lot that's not on here. But I'm just going to let you know real quick. We will have Ceres conjunct Chiron and Eris, okay? So we're talking about asteroids, dwarf planets. This is happening in Aries. And so Ceres is all about, nourishment, self-care, Chiron, the wounded healer, wounds that become, teachable, helping others. Eris is a little bit of disruption, right? Mars's sister, the goddess warrior. So what's happening as you move into this month? Oh, you got to take care of you. You have to take care of you so you can take care of others, okay? What are the needs that you feel are unmet in your life, all right? Really take care of, and be mindful of this, because for you, because it's Aries, that's your second house. So it's going to be right off the bat something about your self-worth, knowing that you're, worth more, right? Maybe you're at a job, you've been there for, 2 years, 3 years, and you know that you have what it takes to start your own business. You have the skills, so you do it, right? That's self-worth. And remember, a lot of Aries energy this month, you're going to be taking a lot of risks, and I encourage it. Now, Monday, March 2nd, Mars moves into your sign for the first time in 2 years. And as you know, your sign is all about, it's very spiritual, very, a lot of emotions, creativity, healing as well. And Mars isn't into any of that. He likes action movies and burning things. Okay? So it doesn't mean that Mars doesn't do well in your sign. It just means all his energy is going to be directed into the spiritual, the metaphysical, therapy, creative arts. Yeah? That's what you're going to be focusing on. That's where Mars is going to give you that lift, because what he's doing is he's wading through the infinite emotional waters of your sign, relentless, because he's the ruler of Aries, the next sign over. He can see his home across, the sea of Pisces. So he has such conviction. He's generating all this energy in your sign. You have to know how big this is, okay? He's going to make things happen for you. And Mars, when he's in your sign, there's going to be ripples. All right. So this is an awakening in itself, and he's going to be here all month. Your soul will be lit, as the kids no longer say. But this is you feeling emotionally driven, passionate, and taking inspired action toward everything that inspires you, what's truly meaningful to you. That's where you're going to be feeling determined. That's where you're going to put all your energy. That's where you're going to feel all your drive. Okay. And again, a lot of creative energy here, all things divine, but most importantly, use it to initiate. Okay. Remember, this is big. Mars in your sign. It's been 2 years. Now, what's really going to put some spotlight on your needs will be Tuesday, March 3rd, the total blood moon, lunar eclipse in Virgo. It's about 12 degrees. Yeah. It's happening around 6 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. But you're definitely going to feel it. Even before, as you watch, if you're watching this video in February, by the time I drop it, you're going to be feeling this eclipse. Remember, Virgos are opposite sign. Okay. So what does that mean? Well, first, it's a lunar eclipse. So it's, 100 times stronger than a full moon. So it's a huge spotlight. And full moon does, represent culmination and endings and turning points, as does your sign, being the last zodiac. Um, so you have something here where you're feeling possibly something has to end with partnerships, with relationships, with love, marriage, with business partners, contracts and agreements. All right. And when I say end, it could be like a phase in a relationship. Yeah. You're going steady with someone. It moves into something bigger. You ascend. So just think about that. There is going to be something coming to, a turning point, and maybe even a personal like reckoning. Yeah. And looking at what's going on for y'all, it really does look more like love and romance. Okay. Um, and don't forget, eclipses do bring change. So they are also known to eclipse things out of your life. And this eclipse is right on the nose. So expect fated change. And a lot of it is going to be eliminating old patterns and habits. This eclipse cycle, it's ending. It's ending. Remember, we're moving into the Aquarius Leo axis. So think back to August 23rd. Yeah. That's when it really started. All right. So something from that time is going to be culminating. If you want, you can think back to September as well, when we have that new moon solar eclipse in Virgo as well. So there's something here with relationships, agreements, contracts. Yeah. It's really strong, mutable energy. You're going to be adapting. All right. Pivoting. But again, ascending or ending, this is your healing path. And this eclipse can be very cathartic. Remember, Virgo is also like service to others. It's Mercury ruled, this eclipse. There's definitely going to be some truth coming to light with Mercury being in your sign. So you may reveal something, okay? You may end something. You might have this new way of thinking. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of y'all may be traveling around this time as well. There could be some nostalgia here, yeah, with Mercury retrograde in your sign. But another big takeaway is Virgo does rule health, right? You and Virgo, that axis, Virgo being your opposite sign, it really is health in every way, shape, and form, like spiritual health, mental health, emotional health, physical health, social health. Yeah. So around this time, there may be something here showing you, okay? Maybe some places where you might be neglecting taking care of yourself, okay? Or putting a lot of emphasis in perfectionism or being hard on yourself, okay? That's Virgo energy. The lower expression would be worrying too much. And for you, again, maybe around relationships, partnerships, or maybe you're seeking one and you feel that, let's say you go on date after date after date, they never work out. Maybe, remember, this is all about being honest with yourself. Maybe there's a new way of trying dating, right? This is all about doing the new things as you move into your new world. And so try, again, eliminating all of that. Overworking is a big thing, yeah? Because this, Virgo rules work as well, the workplace, where, even pessimistic thinking. It's all about eliminating that. Remember, lunar eclipse, we want to just leave it in the past. So remember also, nobody's perfect. We're all human. All right? So break out the sage. Have a full moon lunar eclipse ritual. Virgo is purification. Okay? Rules the nervous system, the digestive system, your gut. So this eclipse essentially is a detox. And it's asking you to think of healthier lifestyle, right? Put crystals in your water. Just know something's got to go. And it might be something about you. All right? Leaving it in the past. It can't fit on your tour bus, on your new era. Now, if you're a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising sign or your moon, or for your husband, Jack, or for your sister, Natasha, whoever, mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and you will feel this lunar eclipse the most. And if you know your natal chart, if you have any planets 10 to 15 degrees in any of those signs, especially Virgo or your sign, to be honest, you're going to feel it the most. Now, just real quickly, Venus will sextile Uranus this day too. This is money. This is all about money. Okay? Remember, Venus is in your sign. Venus is exalted in your sign, sextiling Uranus and Taurus, the finance sign. Remember, Venus is Taurus's ruler. And so, hello, there may be something here that you're signing because Taurus was your third house. So that can be like contractual. It could be like agreement, a verbal agreement. There could be a meeting that you have around this time. Money involved. Uranus is all about surprises, the unexpected. Yeah, you could have some sort of windfall. Yeah, maybe a unexpected promotion. Yeah, this is also very romantic. Yeah, with Venus and Uranus. If you're single, there could be something that just, yeah, or even if you're in a relationship, there just really could be something that you did not see coming that's just really, really, really sweet. Remember, sextiles are windows of opportunity for you to take action. All right? So keep that in mind. You're going to feel magnetic and stimulated. Venus is very social. Go cruising in your limousine. Just shake up your routines. That's what Uranus wants. He wants you to break out of your comfort zone. We only get this twice a year. All right? Venus sextile Uranus, and Venus is in your sign. Now, the other thing is, I spoke about this in the live stream. This eclipse is also connecting with Jupiter already. Okay? You see what's happening. And so this is really nice because Juno, Jupiter's wife, who rules, trust and truth and justice and like equality when it comes to contracts, agreements, love, marriage, commitments, things like that. Again, it can be business if you're not here for that. Well, she's involved too. So there is something happening with love, marriage, and relationships. Okay? Contracts and agreements. Again, it can be business. Now, Thursday, March 5th, this is when we will have the sun in your sign trine Jupiter in Cancer. So we only get this twice a year. This is the first of 2 times this year. The next time Jupiter will be in Leo. Okay, that'll be in December. So this is nice because Jupiter, as we know, is exalted in Cancer, and it's your BFF, fellow water sign. So when you have the sun in your sign trine the planet of luck and good fortune and wisdom and profit, who's at his degree of exaltation, 15 degrees, this is going to bring success. All right? This is optimism, hope. This is self-belief. This is your faith restored in some way, even opportunities coming around. Now, 5th house, right? Jupiter in Cancer. This is your house of pleasure and joy, of love and romance. So do you see the big theme happening for you, Pisces? This is excellent. It's excellent. 5th house is also creativity, creative projects. You have Venus in your sign. Venus rules creativity. So there's something here that's going to help. It's almost like you're going to pursue something. Okay, you're going to feel confident about pursuing something, very optimistic, something new, something that is going to broaden your horizons, or an opportunity could appear for you. This is all part of your spiritual growth as well. And yes, the 5th house is procreation. You may be thinking about having a baby. You may have a baby. You may find out that you're, pregnant. Congratulations. Or because there's so much home family energy, you could, have expansion in the home. All right. Maybe buy some new property. Anyway, it will be the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and you. And throwing in the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that will feel this the most. Planets 13 to 17 degrees. If you have it in your birth chart, and any of the water signs, well, you're really going to feel it. Now, Friday, March 6th, Venus leaves your sign, moves into Aries, immediately joining Saturn and Neptune. Okay? So expect this continuation of this shift with relationships, and even and business partners, colleagues, but also like money and creativity, creative projects. This is going to be big because Venus out of your sign, but into Aries, which rules your second house of money. Venus is the planet of money. There may be some big money moments. All right. Venus will be here pretty much the entire month. But just know that this is Aries energy. Okay. Just it's the same thing like with Mercury. Mercury doesn't do well in your sign. Saturn doesn't do well in Aries. Uranus feels stuck in Taurus. Venus, who is harmony and diplomacy, doesn't vibe well in Aries, the I am of the zodiac. So for the rest of the month with Venus and Aries, you're gonna put yourself first, okay? Or at least consider what's in it for me, but in a way that serves your path forward, okay? Remember, you're an academy. You're an academy right now, especially with your values, self-worth, money matters, relationships, yeah? Saturday, March 7th. Listen, we do have a Mercury Cazimi in your sign. So this is going to be like a little reset during the Mercury retrograde. This is really where like consciousness, the subconscious, they're converging. You're definitely going to have some sort of download or revelation. Pay attention to your dreams. You might even like astral project. This is so, it's like, it is like a mini spiritual awakening, okay? For something that you make real, all right? With Mercury conjunct, yeah, the sun here. So, and remember, the sun is very optimistic. Now, the other, yeah, there will be a grand water trine too. The moon. If you're a subscriber, you know I always bring up the moon. When the moon is in Scorpio, it has intensity to it. And so the moon will be in Scorpio on Saturday. And Sunday. And so what does that mean? It means that there will be this grand water trine with the moon in Scorpio, Jupiter in Cancer, and then Mercury in your sign. Okay. And so there's some emotional intensity. All right. But it can be very moving. Yeah. Like something that lifts your soul, especially when it comes to like money and home and family and relationships. Now, let's see. Sunday, March 8th, heavy daylight savings. You're going to start seeing more readings during the day. It's dark at like 3 p.m. now. This is a big day. This is a big day. So just know that there's about 4 aspects happening on this day. Okay? Sunday, March 8th. Big day. One aspect would be Venus conjuncting Saturn in Aries, 2 degrees. So this is really big. Remember, Saturn hasn't been in Aries in 29 years. This is going to feel very new to you. You throw Neptune in, who hasn't been here for 164 years. This is going to feel very new. All right. And so Venus, again, relationships and money in your second house of relationships and money. Saturn's there too. So you're looking for the long lasting. You're looking for the everlasting. You're looking for strong commitment energy here. But this feels more like a checkpoint on your desires and passions, because Aries energy is very independent. And so you may have some feelings of whether you're really committed in a relationship, business relationship, contract, that you're just like, let's break this contract. There's a different direction I want to go. And if not, what are the boundaries that I need here? Okay. So there's a lot happening. This is all about your future. You may have a really big moment of what am I going to initiate to be the best version of myself? Okay. Remember, Saturn is karma. Karma in Sanskrit literally means action. Saturn, karma, is in the sign of action. So you will be taking karmic inspired action based on you being the best version of yourself. All right. And the only reason I'm harping on this aspect, yeah, we had it last year in your sign, the year before in your sign. That was a little bit stronger, but now you have it in your second house. So you're evolving. And so there may be a little bit of a checkpoint here with relationships. All right. You might feel something really brewing with relationships as well. As well as, money. I feel like a lot of you are getting new jobs, to be honest. There may be also some, not even just even like promotions, raises, you starting your own company. Yeah. The cardinal signs are going to feel this the most. The same day, Mercury in your sign will trine Jupiter, 15 degrees. So again, I don't even know if I have it on the whiteboard, but we'll talk about that. Well, why don't I tell you? Listen, you're going to get lucky news about something here. Okay. Something that, again, Jupiter in your fifth is something with, love, romance. So it's soulmate energy, family and children, creative projects, it's self-expression, it's hobbies, it's also sex. So again, a lot of y'all may make an announcement that you're having a kid. Congratulations. And if not, it's still your fifth house, and it's still Mercury in your sign. There's something here you may be announcing. There's something here where you may be pitching or negotiating, maybe even apologizing, supporting others, but you're definitely going to feel blessed around this time. Okay. And remember, Mercury is retrograde. So maybe circumstances or people from your past will be involved. It will be the water signs that feel this the most. Now, and the grand water trine actually just continues through. So let me see here. Oh, yeah. Tuesday, March 10th, Jupiter officially goes direct. So you're going to feel this momentum, more support, more, feeling more confident, especially in the home and family. It's just more security in your personal life, in your physical world. Okay. There, you may have gone through some, moments of uncertainty. This is also when Saturn and Neptune really start separating. Okay. Now, Friday, March 13th. This is a big one. You got Mars conjuncting. Are we? No. Yeah, it's still here, isn't it? Mars conjuncting the North Node in your sign, 8 degrees. Now, this is Mars. You had Venus, you had Mercury, you had the Sun, all conjunct the North Node. Your mission statement, your purpose. Yeah, past few weeks, and now you have Mars, who's action and courage, and he's going to make you look destiny right in the eyes. All right. You are likely going to take some inspired action for your calling around this time this day. Or maybe you're going to experience some events that accelerate your path. It can be a little bit aggressive about the change that you want or change that hasn't happened yet. So remember to practice patience. Do this with kindness and compassion, because this is so karmically rewarding. Okay. And then we have so many other things happening. Again, this shift that's going to happen in your second house, everything, all the planets moving there in Aries. This is kind of a big deal. All right. So there is going to be a lot of focus on money, relationships, your values. And when we get to about the 15th, we will have Mercury conjunct Mars in your sign. We'll talk about that later. But Ceres will move into Taurus at 0 degrees at that time. And Ceres is Virgo's dwarf planet, right? She's a goddess, Demeter in Greek, all about nurturing and self-care, nourishment, fertility. So again, like a lot of y'all may have some really big changes. But I really would pay attention to, food, okay? Digestive system. It really is a big theme all week, especially with Ceres, Virgo's dwarf planet, moving into Taurus. Taurus rules food, the body, and then you have the third. Taurus is your third house. All right, so there may be something here where you may even be supporting others in some sort of way where you're just going to be communicating a lot more. And we'll talk about this a lot more when we get to your weekly reading. Now, the other thing that I want you to know is, So you see a lot happening in your sign. And then we get to Tuesday the 17th. Yeah. From this point forward, from Tuesday the 17th to about the 21st, it's just a cluster fax machine of a lot of aspects that are really strong. March 17th, you have Mercury retrograde conjuncting the North Node in your sign. Happy St. Patrick's Day. All right. Now, there really could be something big around this time, because if you remember, I told you in February when Mercury conjuncted the North Node in your sign, February 12th, I said we're gonna get it again when Mercury goes direct. And so just pay attention to this week, okay? There's got to be things from February that come up again. But after the fact that you have Mercury conjunct Mars, you have Mars conjunct the North Node, there really is something revelatory around this time, okay? The same day, the Sun will sextile Uranus. Well, it happens the next day, but you really feel it strongly this day. And so that's amazing. That's huge, huge, huge breakthroughs, right? Sun in your sign, sextiling Uranus and Taurus. And so again, I just feel like there's something here with finances, relationships, big energy that's building. All right. And yeah, you still have Mercury involved. Mercury's so active this month. So the fact that you have Uranus and Taurus in your third house, that's Mercury's home, communication. Again, you're going to be getting news. You're going to be getting great news. Maybe even messages from your past. Maybe, you're going to get signs about your future path, your new era. You could have a fated conversation around this time. There's just so much happening here. Contracts, agreements. You may be getting, I don't know, LLC or for a business you're launching. Just something big. Now, Wednesday, March 18th, here's our big day. So you see everything leading up to it, right? So the new moon in your sign, 28 degrees. This is going to be a little late. It's going to be like 9 p.m., 9-ish at night Eastern Standard Time. So Wednesday, March 18th, when you have the new moon in your sign, which we will talk about a lot more in your weekly forecast, with everything that's happening this day, it is one of the best new moons of 2026. Okay. This is also, I call like the beginning of the end. Yeah. Because it's a new moon in your sign at 28 degrees. And there's going to be some surprises too. The unexpected when it comes to relationships, money. Remember, the Sun is sextiling Uranus. At 28 degrees, like perfectly. So this is just really stimulating. You're going to feel that change in the air, but it's a new moon in your sign. You're going to feel it like in your body, your heart, your soul. And this is when you become the change. This is something is urging you to move into a new direction or freeing yourself. Remember, Uranus is liberation, and you've got the Sun involved. So you have this optimism and confidence. But we also have another grand trine with Uranus and Taurus, the Sun in your sign. Juno in Capricorn is in the mix. So it's just, there's something here that is saying, sign it, like start it. There's something here that could, even like your friendships could be involved. There could be something here about your community, organization you belong to, maybe your audience. Juno is in Capricorn. That's your 11th house. It's just a very special new moon. All right. Right at the heels of the equinox. I mean, speak to this one, okay? Speak to your new moon. Speak words into the ether. That's Pisces energy. That's how you work with this Pisces energy. Your intuition's going to be off the charts. It's a new moon in your sign. So I really, really love this one for you. There is this reset for you around this time. It's almost very visceral for you, to be honest. There could be something here that's like your big break with Uranus baked into this. So please plant seeds, set intentions, okay? It will be the mutable signs. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and obviously you that feel this the most, okay? You and Virgo. If you have any planets 25 to about 29 degrees in any of those signs, you're going to feel this end of an era feeling the most with this new moon. And then let me see, Friday, March 20th. Yeah, here we are. I mean, we have the sun moving into Aries. The sun is exalted in Aries. We have the equinox, right? Happy spring, happy fall in the southern hemisphere. And then you have Mercury going direct. So this is the beginning of the year. All right. I talked about this. I talk a lot more about it in this live stream that I'm leaving for you at the end of the video on how our calendar system was changed just, a couple hundred years ago by some Pope, Gregory, right? And so, like November, right? Novo, 9. Why is it the 11th month? So, yes, this is the beginning of the year and has been for thousands of years until, Anyway, this is when you really feel it. This is when things actually start growing. Springtime, the equinox. This is the second reset. There's another reset here. All right. It's right at the time of the new moon in your sign, the beginning of the end. It's moving into Aries season, the beginning of the beginning. This is a portal. Mercury's going direct. You're going to have clarity returning. Yeah. This is just so special. This is moving forward energy. And communication, yes, will get a lot more clear, but you're going to feel that the pace of things really pick up. All right. And remember, Mercury will still be in shadow. Mercury actually leaves your sign. I think it's April 15th. I mean, it's here for a while. Anyway, Saturday, March 21st, we do have Mars trine Jupiter. So, big. One of the best aspects of 2026. One of my favorite aspects. This only happens like every 2 years. Lately, it's been once a year, but we've had retrogrades, etc. But remember, Jupiter hasn't been in Cancer since 2014. Yeah. So when you have Mars in your sign, trine Jupiter, exalted in Cancer, you really waited 12 years for this moment. This is all or nothing. This is LFG, right? This is Mars, that's action, Jupiter expansion and abundance. Jupiter, again, success. The sun just moved into Aries where he's exalted, and that is your second house of money. This is kind of a big deal, right? So you have a lot happening in terms of expansion with finances, money. There's new direction. You've got all of this romantic stuff happening and just a lot of fun and pleasure, a lot of focus on the home and family for you as well. But this is so emotionally charged. It's highly charged, high frequency. 2 water signs, you're going to love it. Remember, Jupiter's luck. You're going to be this magnet to opportunities. And remember, he's no longer retrograde. He's fully awake. I mean, I'm excited for you. The other thing is, yeah, we will have the sun conjunct Saturn. That's going to happen Wednesday, March 25th. And that happens once a year. Again, you've had it in your sign the past few years. Now it's in Aries. The same day the sun will sextile Pluto. And so for this to happen, this new cycle, yeah, with the sun conjunct Saturn, a Saturn Cazimi. This is a big, I really want you to pay attention to this. We will talk a lot more about this in your weekly forecast. Saturn just finished his stint in your sign, like I said. Pisces is the end. So Saturn is basically saying, hey, you had time building your dream. Now let's go. Let's move. Let's move. Remember, he hasn't been in Aries in 29 years. And Aries is the beginning. And it is at a, pretty early degree. This is in your second house. So again, there's something here where you
are really ready to commit to something. Maybe a new job. There's something, again, something with your finances here. Maybe you're starting your own thing. I mean, the second house really is all about, earning potential. It's possessions too. You may be getting something in your physical world that is, helps you be in it to win it. It's all about the long haul. And yeah, it's it's all happening in your second house. So there is a new foundation, this new system, this new structure that's being built for big time, okay? Because again, look at all the other aspects that are happening, right? The cluster of aspects, but this is you giving everything in the tank. No going back. It's now or never. This is when you show up, right? Take an initiative and work really hard. It still is Saturn, all right? So that said, this can also be very sobering, Saturn testing you, yeah? Or there may be circumstances that have put you in positions of authority, maybe like a, role model, maybe a manager at Pizza Hut or whatever it is. You're taking on more responsibility, all right, is what's happening here. And typically around this time, you will have new goals and achievements. Again, remember, big synodic cycle, Saturn being karma as well. So a lot of what happens from this point forward really depends on how much effort you put into your goals. Yeah. Again, we'll talk about this. And it will be the cardinal signs that feel this the most. And the Sun sextile Pluto, yeah, that's big. There's definitely some truths coming to the surface around this time. This is going to be it can bring some power struggles. So you don't want to really, you want to be very mindful about moving in the direction of what you're building, right? Your new path. Bring the people. This is your path. This is your journey. It's like you are the director of your movie. You're the producer. You're whoever you want to be. You do casting. You do set design. This is Pluto and Aquarius. This is you having strategic alliances, all of that. But you definitely will feel driven. All right. Yeah. And then Friday, March 27th, Saturn sextile Pluto. That's part of the prism portal, and it locks in tight at this point. All right. So I'll leave that video within this video. Saturn, and then we do have Venus moving into Taurus. That's gonna happen on Monday, March 30th. That's gonna be big. There's so much happening for you, Pisces. Again, one of the most loaded months. So let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you for March 2026. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Pisces, listen, I started with you. I really wanted you to know how big of a month this is. And again, it is your birthday season, and there's just so much happening. I just want you to be very proud of yourself too. You went through so much. It's not easy. It's not always easy having, hosting Saturn, and just even like think about last year when you had Saturn in your sign. We had Mars retrograde in Cancer. We had like a triple retrograde. And anyway, Pisces, you're good. You're good already. I do a traditional cult across spread. Yeah. Best overview for a monthly forecast. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will. Pisces, yeah. Okay. It really looks like you're signing something the first week, or there's anyway, let's go. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay, this is your month. This is it. I can't even. This is okay. Well, you're really good. We're gonna get the yeah. Venus is going to conjunct Neptune too. But we'll talk about that in your weekly forecast. You do have the Empress. What a great way to start the month. The Empress, a goddess, right? Miss Aphrodite. all about abundance here. She lives her life through passions, right? Her passions and her pleasures comfortably. You see her, you know how like queens are, they're just very, regal. No, she sits comfortably in her lounge chair in the middle of the woods, right? This is amazing. This is all about comfort. And I love that with Venus in your sign, even like that first week. But when Venus moves into Aries, sure, that's still your second house. That's love. That's money. You see Venus here, all right? And the stone-shaped heart. But 3 is all about not only growth and advancement. 3 is creation. Remember, I said a lot of y'all are going to have babies. Congratulations. The Empress is pregnant. You see the pomegranates all over her ground too, representing, fertility. You see the golden wheat, new crop there. So this is creation. You're creating something new. Something big is happening. All right. As soon as you move into March, things are changing for you. And wow. Oh, this is it. You got the Hierophant and the heart of your spread. You got the High Priest. And this is someone who is a big leader, right? Remember, you're in Spiritual Warrior, Spiritual Gladiator Academy. This is what you're going to be, okay? That role model, that hero. He's that's what he is. He connects us to the divine. This is someone who also is, feels very blessed. He also loves organization, with all that Virgo energy. But he needs... You see the 2 acolytes, the 2 monks at his feet. It's the first card in tarot where other people appear outside of the main character or the main figure. You can't lead if there's no one to lead. And this one, he's got something to say, and people love it. Okay? So, a lot of that, even with Mercury in your sign, and then you have Uranus having all these amazing aspects in your 3rd house. Yeah, there's, some really great stuff. There's some really great stuff happening for you here, especially when we move into Aries season, your 2nd house, self-worth. And then your 11th house is obviously activated. I mean, Saturn natively rules your 11th. Remember what I said about audiences and organizations. Yeah, you're moving on up. You're going to be this big leader. Thought leader there. This is really great, but very feeling spiritually blessed too, imparting wisdom. Now you have the 2 of Pentacles in your challenge area. I don't mind it. When you look at your entire spread, it looks like you were coming out of something where you had to make a decision, or maybe things felt a little bit imbalanced. If they do this month as well, just remember, think of that, right? Think of this Hierophant. You got the keys, you got the knowledge, you're spreading it, but you're going to be fine. It really just feels like you're coming out of something. May have had to do with like finances, money, where you felt like, what's going on? The other thing is, yeah, there may be someone in your life too that it just, there may be something here where there's someone, I wouldn't say like in the way, but you may have to have a conversation with, okay, regarding finances, money. Pentacles are a physical realm as well. It could be with friends too, like a friendship. There may be something here, but it's almost like that would be like one little thing. That's like that one little test that you have to have. Maybe it's a conversation you don't want to have, right? You're going to have it. All right. Yeah. Death in your crown. Amazing. You're ready. That's all you want. You want change. And for a lot of y'all, you're going through change. And so remember, don't resist the change, especially with Uranus. Yeah. In these amazing aspects, it's, will probably bring some change. You have Mars with the North Node. You have a lunar eclipse. As soon as the month begins, you have a new moon in your sign. There will be change this month. But again, it looks like you are looking forward to it. All right. You see the big 3 major arcana here, right? And so it's all about change. This is the birth of new things. This is that spiritual warrior. You have the 6 of Wands. It's like you're writing on this success that Jupiter, now direct, has promised. And again, we'll have aspects with planets that are in your sign, including another like 2 or 3 grand trines with all the water signs. Yeah, that's amazing. This is a card of success and victory and, public recognition and getting the attention that you deserve. I love it. I mean, look at that. The Ten of Swords in your future. Remember what I said about endings and new beginnings, right? This is one big ending here. Everything kind of leads to it, okay? You've got the wisdom. You've got things are changing. A lot of y'all are changing the way that you see something, or you're in new circumstances where you're just learning new things, or everything's changing within your world. I mean, death is all about transformation. You have the Six of Wands, right? Success and victory, eminence, the Empress. And so everything's moving in the direction of, okay, this might be a loaded month. There's a lot going on. I feel very stimulated. There's so much happening. It can lead to a little bit of burnout or exhaustion, or maybe over analyzing things too much. Remember, use that Virgo eclipse to not do that, right? Cut it out. Dave Coulier. 10 is the end. Okay? This is the card of New Dawn. Sun's coming out. So everything that you've gone through here, this is in your future. So yeah, this is, again, it feels like there's just so many important things that you have to do that may be hard for you, because this is all about rising up. This is you in a very different place than you were a month ago. And so it's done. It's done. In fact, look, the Hierophant, the hand gesture, same right here. Okay? Indicating blessings. So it's like a blessing in disguise that this happened, because now you get to start your brand new journey. All right? Without any baggage or weight from anything from the past. Pisces, let's look at your stuff. I'll clarify that too. I want to, yeah. Pisces, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. I'm gonna have to grab my dog. While you do that, let me grab my dog. Okay, you don't look up. All right. Ruby, I'm right here. Come here. Okay. All right, Pisces. Let's get to. Oh my gosh. Okay. Pisces, I can't even. All right, so this is going to be very easy. Thank you for making this very easy. You got the Page of Wands. Yes, go for it. You know you want it. This is bringing that fresh new energy, this new vision, a lot of imagination, creativity here. It's a big theme for you this month. Go for it. There's no reason you shouldn't. There's absolutely no reason you shouldn't. Everything that, even like things that, again, we'll talk about when we get to your weekly forecast, but Neptune is very active. Okay? And so your vision, anyway, speaking of vision, I mean, you got the star, the visionary, right? The Aquarius, attributed to Aquarius in your external factors area. And so that is healing. That's wisdom. That's, funnily enough, you got the Tower. And what comes after the Tower? Card 17. The Star, card 18. And so look at what's happening here. There's a part of you where all you want is this new era. You want this new beginning, right? The Tower moment doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. It's saying something's not working. And a lot of this is you taking, it's just really being proactive to really, go into the storm, to end the things that you have to end, do the hard things. Saturn's going to make you, right? And so it's all to make you, all the wiser. Yeah? Be karmically rewarded. And so I really love this. The star in your external factors area, the star is hope, and it is growth, and it is fertility. You even see the water bearer pouring water on the land too. All right? So things growing within your world. 8 stars. They're all 8 pointed. They're all aligning. You are good. This is a lot of enlightenment. Everything working in your favor. The stars aligning for you. And then that King of Wands and your final outcome. I mean, he's a huge leader. He's the passionate one too. And so you see that there's a lot here. A lot of leadership energy, a lot of like taking back what's yours, and a lot of change that you're looking forward to. And, there may be some, again, change can be like it, you might have to go through the hard way, with some of these aspects and even with your spread. But again, it's like worth it because you're clearing the slate. I mean, when the tower falls, you can see. And the King of Wands in your final outcome, this is the most transformative king. He's transformed a lot throughout his life to get to that spot. All right. Yeah. Let's see the Ten of Swords. And then we'll, and you have the Three of Pentacles. So it does look like there's something here. New job. You're starting your own business. You're getting together with people to launch something that's got legs, something that is part of your, long term. Yeah. There's commitment energy. So I love this for you. Remember, 3 is a vibration of the Empress, card 3. I love it. There's a new start here. And there's just something really inspiring about your spread because it's also saying like, I'm willing to make this sacrifice. I'm willing to take this risk. And I'm also willing to, even confront my shadow side. Yeah. And that's what this month is. Yeah. It's that bridge. Now let's break it down week by week. I need my glasses. I don't know where they went. Here they are. Pisces. What a month. What a month with my dog. She missed you. Ruby missed you. Pisces. She wanted to be here for you the first week. Yeah. Remember, Mars is moving into your sign. We have the eclipse. You're going to feel that. I mean, pretty much the entire month, but the first 2 weeks, you have Venus, exile Uranus. That's insane. At the same time, the sun is going to trine Jupiter. I mean, you see how amazing the week is. Venus will move into Aries. You'll probably miss that. You probably really loved having Venus in your sign. And then we do have the Mercury Cazimi. Yeah, the Grand Water Trine. There is just so much that first week, okay? And yeah, wow. Even Venus conjunct Saturn, Mercury trine Jupiter, Venus conjunct Neptune. Like I said, we're going to have that. So let's, Ruby, I'm going to put you on my lap. Let's see. Okay. Ruby, I'm going to put you right there, okay? Let's see what we can expect for you, Pisces. I can't even. Ruby, I'm going to put you down, right? Just 2 seconds. 2 seconds. You're going to go right there. Good girl. There you go. Oh, yeah. There's her favorite toy. All right. So, Pisces. Let's take a peek. Let's see what's going on for you the first week of. You hear the church bells. Oh, my God. That's a sign, right? That's a sign. That's a big sign. You got the 10 of Cups. That's your card. That's your card. It's actually attributed to Mars and Pisces. I'm not even making this up. This is the last second. Anyway, you're good. So remember, a lot of energy around love and romance. If you're not here for that, creative partners. If you're not here for that, strengthening current relationships, family, generations of family. That's fine too. But there's so much there. And then money and like security, all of that. But you've got this is so much enlightenment, and then with all this, all the planets in your sign having a lot of aspects. I mean, that's spiritual enlightenment, that's spiritual awakening, that's happy everything. I mean, you're good. That's a lot of enjoyment. Like, you're gonna love the first week. The second week is, we do have Venus sextile Pluto. That's going to happen March 9th. You're going to, that's when Venus has already moved into Aries at this point. But when it sextiles Pluto, wow. I mean, this is a wealth and power. It's money and power. It's money, sex, and power. We'll talk about it when we get to your weekly forecast. Jupiter is going to be going direct. Mars is going to conjunct the North Node in your sign. Mercury will conjunct Mars in your sign. And then remember, Ceres is moving into Taurus. There's so much more, but let's see what's going on for you with the second week of March. You got the Four of Cups. So when you have that Four of Cups coming after that Ten of Cups, okay, cups, emotions, feelings, relationships, things like that, there may be something here that needs to be addressed, okay, that second week. And remember, the second week, Venus sextile Pluto, Jupiter going direct. Mars conjuncting the North Node can be hard. It can be hard because Mars, as we know, is the god warrior, a little bit aggressive. He's with the nodes, negotiating with the nodes. He's just like, right? Which means he'd be opposite the South Node in Virgo. Something here with partnerships, relationships may come up as well. But remember, this is when you look destiny right in the eyes and you say, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do for what I want. And you've got your, sword or your, I don't know, but I don't even like shield. I don't even know what weapons, but anyway, in your academy, there's something here that you're going to have to really think about. All right. In terms of, do I have everything I need? If I don't have everything I need, thus I'm not feeling fulfilled. If I'm not feeling fulfilled, then what is the point, right? If these things aren't happening, that's how he feels. Okay. And this is someone who is, well, the card, it's like heavily associated with not only boredom and apathy, as in I need something else. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take inspired action to get that other thing that I want. But also, he's not very content. And there's something here you have to explore emotionally. All right. The changes that are happening. Will you still trust in the universe? Will you still trust in you, knowing that what you want will come? And the other thing is, remember, there is a huge focus on letting things go, sacrifice and surrender. Is there something here where something's now gone and you're just like, well, I really wanted that. Remember, you're moving in a new direction, okay? And so this is all about raising your frequency. A lot of it might have to do with relationships or creative projects. But to be honest, things that fulfill you emotionally. I'll clarify that one. No. That Four of Cups. And then you have the, Four of Pentacles. Oh, wow. Wow. I want to see, let's do one more. I'm going to see. Four of Pentacles. Oh my, what is going on? Shut up. You got the Four of Swords. You got, wait a minute. What is going on here? Okay, let's do it. Okay. This is still the second week. I mean, you got Mars on the North Node in your sign. And then you got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So now things are a lot more clear. Four, you got three fours. You got three out of the four fours, right? The four is stability. Okay. Four is all about that structure moving forward. It's the foundations that you're building for yourself. That's what this month is. All right. So you have to make sure that you are emotionally fulfilled. You have to make sure that a lot of this has to do with money, right? You see the Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles. So finances, putting things in order. That's all you have to do. All right. And then you have the Four of Swords, brings that peace of mind, that stillness of mind. Sometimes you have to not overthink things, not be too focused on, your material world, right? Because this is a complete imbalance with the Four of Cups, this lack of, and then the Four of Pentacles, all your energy focused on, the material. So that 4 swords is really great. All right, take that time out to still the mind, and then you have the Knight of Pentacles. And so do you see how that leads to that steadiness, that growth, but for the long term? That's the Knight of Pentacles, okay? When it comes to the foundations of your life, when it comes to your physical reality, it can be a relationship, it can be a job, it can be money matters, it can be savings, whatever it is. The second week is going to be a big week for you. All right. Now, the third week, you will have Mercury conjunct the North Node in your sign again. The Sun sextile Uranus is huge. So this is happening right at the new moon in your sign, March 18th. And then, and then we have the equinox on March 20th. Mercury finally going direct in your sign. However, it will still be in your sign for about another month. Okay. And then Mars trine Jupiter on March 21st. Oh, and then we have a Neptune Cazimi on March 22nd. Oh my gosh. Let's see what's going on for you the third week. All right. I want you to dream big too. Oh, there you go. 6 of Pentacles. That's great. That's it's almost like everything's just harmonizing for you by the third week. Yeah. The third week is when you have the new moon in your sign. You have Mars trine Jupiter. There's a sense of abundance here, generosity, good spirit. This is taking inspired action. It's very spiritual. This is very karmic as well. And what I love about this is you got the 6 of Pentacles, who's helping others, supporting others. Remember, there's a sense of service to others. And so, and it can be you if you feel like you need that support. It feels like coming after that Knight of Pentacles, like you're going to be good. You're going to be fine. All right. But if you feel that you need that support, whether it's financially, your physical world, or there's a lot happening this month. All right. It's there. It's right there. But I'm going to show you something here. Remember I pointed out the Hierophant and the 10 of Swords. Well, we call the man in the 6 of Pentacles the young Hierophant. So this is the story here. And you see all 3 of their hand gestures, the same as they're all the same. It's the blessings signal. All right. And so remember, very karmic month for you. Very karmic month. And just continue to feel blessed. That is that high frequency that you want to be at. And be grateful for all the things you do have. This is going to be an unforgettable birthday season. Like I said in the last week, Wednesday, March 25th, we will have that Saturn Cazimi. Oh, you have a lot. Yeah. And then Saturn sextile Pluto. And the end of the month, Venus moves into Taurus, but Juno actually moves into Aquarius. It just feels like you're setting yourself up for something really big. Yeah. Remember, Aquarius is humanity. All right. You have Juno, contracts, agreements. There's something here. Aquarius being your 11th, or Juno, I'm sorry, moving into Aquarius. Yeah. Okay. But then Venus moving into Taurus, that's really great because it just feels like there's, again, third house is very like you're launching something, you're selling something, you're pitching something, you're writing something, you're agreeing to something, you're traveling to. Let's see what's going on for you the last week. All right. There's big money stuff too with the Sun conjunct Saturn. You got the moon. The moon, as we know, in tarot is attributed to Pisces. So by the end of the month, trust your intuition. That's the biggest thing, okay? Because when we talk next week, I will go a little bit more into how you can still have that fuzzy Saturn, Neptune conjunction. Like, is this real? What do I want? Mercury retrograde in your sign can bring a little bit more fog and confusion. But by the time we get to the end of the month, you really should have an idea of the direction you're going. And it looks like an amazing direction. Don't, the subconscious is going to be really activated, especially yours, right? Even when we get to the end of the month, when we have these aspects with Aquarius, with Pluto and Aquarius, that rules your 12th house of the subconscious. That's your home. So it could be just getting really riled up in your head about this new direction where you're going to have to face some things, okay, to continue to move forward. And remember what I said, you have to be willing to step into the unknown. And that's exactly what you're doing. So you're really good. That's just saying, yeah, there may be a couple more things you have to let go, but you're going to do it by the end of March. Pisces, thanks so much. This is oh my gosh. Okay, Pisces, thanks so much. Next week, yeah, we'll go deeper into the aspects. If you like this reading, be great. If you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. You're actually really good. There's so much money stuff here. There's change. You got big change. New, it looks like, again, business, selling, even if you're doing something with creatively, right? What's going on here? You've got your 6th house is going to be so active when Jupiter moves there. So, but it's just like, it just looks like a lot of you are moving into, maybe there's new work, maybe you're starting your own business. There's definitely something with partnerships, relationships, business, or love, or both. But Jupiter is blessing you this month, and so is everything in your sign. You're going to be good. Oh yeah, the second spread, we're pulling a lot more cards. We will look at love and money and a lot more. Well, a lot more. All right. Love, money, and career and health. The card that is, it's the pay special attention to card. Like what you need to know, that card. We're going to use Tarot of the Divine. Anyway, really good legendary members, tier 3 members. You know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Pisces, y'all are amazing. Thanks so much. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.